Woo! Thanks for staying with us. So over the years, we've known Lanre Olusola as the catalyst, a life coach, marriage counselor, and relationship expert. But today, we're taking a different turn. We're delving into his personal life, exploring his love story and marriage to Modupe Olusola, the accomplished Nigerian business executive who was managing director and CEO of Transcorp Hotels and previously group head of marketing at UBA. Wow. Today, we'll give you a glimpse into their marriage, their home, and the real story behind the power couple. Joining us once again to share his story firsthand is Lanre Olusola himself. And for the first time, he'll open up about his journey of love, partnership, and lessons learned along the way, from how he met Modupe to how they built their life together. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. I can see that you're really excited about it.
I am. Because I want to hear this particular gist. You have been by, coach for a very long time, and you have never given us this gist. So I caught you today on live television. You'll be giving us the gist today. So I'd like you to tell us your love story. How did it all start? How did you see her? How did it begin? The first few years of the relationship, how was it? Would like everybody to know today.
Wow. This is the first. Okay, so we met, 34 years ago. And, I used to work in a company called Ultima Communications Limited, and we used to do satellite telecoms. And I was in sales, right? And one evening, and the office was in Tiami Savage in Victoria Island. And one evening, everybody had left. The technical people had left, and then the phone rang. And I went to the reception to pick it up. I heard the voice of a man that says, my satellite dish is not working. I want to watch CNN. Where do you live? He told me where he lived. Where he lived was 2 minutes down the road. Because I had an engineering background and I was trained in the technical department, as sales and customer service, you needed to know how to operate the equipment. Okay. So I said to him, I'll come to the house and take a look at it. So I went to the house and I took a look at it and I fixed it. So the man took my number. It was the MD of a bank at that time. He took my number and said, anytime I have a problem, can I call you? Of course you can. So, once it rains, it was those big dishes. Once it rains, the wind moves it, and then he calls me again, and he calls me again, and he calls me again. So from time to time, I'll check up on him. From time to time, he'll call me. And, he became a son that I became close to. So I would go to the house, and one day, I went to the house to fix adjust the thing, and I saw this young girl coming from upstairs. This also way they talk now. So I saw this beautiful young girl coming from upstairs, and I was like, okay. Interesting. I did as if I didn't see.
But sir, you were there to fix?
To fix a problem. So suffice it to say that I continue to volunteer my free services.
Even when nothing was wrong with it.
Yes, I'm coming to check, is everything okay? So I started calling him that, Daddy, can I check during the day so that you don't have to come back home at night and now have to call me. Let me just make sure everything is okay. So during the day, I'll go and check, but I was checking something else. And then, we connected and we became friends for over a year. Okay. And she went to school in the UK. So I had this relationship for about 5 years where she was abroad. So I did over the ocean love. So sometimes I would travel, sometimes, I couldn't. But we stayed connected. That was the time of not 9 knots. So what I would do is I'll rent a phone all night.
Wow.
And I'll talk to her all night, right? And then, then I had a store on Adirongunsa and Sule. So I'll rent a phone in Shita, and I'll talk all night, return the phone to them. And that's how we kept in contact, for the 5 years. And then she came back and did her NYC, and then went back to do her master's. And when she came back, we married.
Amazing.
Wow.
Such a love story.
Nice.
Ooh, it sounds like a movie.
Yeah, so it just goes to show if a man wants to,
He will.
he waits and he would and he'll do what it takes. So if anybody is giving you any excuse, forget, he doesn't want to. Because imagine him giving up his sleep, putting in the work,
Midnight
the
calls.
time.
Midnight.
This
No.
nobody should take the bare minimum. Yes. I love this. So based on the conversation that we had before, this one about the kneeling or not kneeling. So how did you propose? And during the wedding, did your wife now kneel down to give you cake? Because we want to also get your thoughts on that. So did you kneel down to propose, and did she kneel down to give you cake?
Honestly, me, I'm a traditional Nigerian Yoruba man. So I didn't kneel, but I think we went for dinner. And I said to her, I'd really love for you to be my wife. And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Okay, so for a long time, I've always been a bit like, this long distance relationship thing. But when you were having the conversation, telling us about the history, it seemed like right from the beginning, you've always had a relationship where she's allowed to, you went to school, okay, you went to do your master's, okay, and there's always been that space. How do you maintain a healthy relationship and with distance in between? Because my own love language is gum, so I find it I don't understand how we can work and be successful.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong in your gumness.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong in us being interdependent. I grew up in a home where, I was the last born. I had 5 siblings. They were well grown and they were never in the house.
Oh.
My father died when I was 2.
Wow.
So my mother brought me up. So you see that I wasn't a gum. So I was nurtured and I was groomed to be dependent, right? And so that's my default. And, when we started dating, I realized that, she was a woman that she was like a bird, that needed to fly. But I was already wired, not to control, not to cage.
It was a perfect fit.
And it was the right fit. And that's why it's important that you know what you want. It's important that you look at your background, and it's important that you give your partner what they need, right, to fly and to blossom. If you see my wife on social media, you'd see that she's completely different from me. She's social, she's vibrant, she's playful, she's fun, she's energetic. Not to say that I'm not fun, but I'm fun in my own way. I'm reserved, I'm quiet, I'm a homebody, right? Yeah. So she leaves me at home, and there's a party or a wedding, but I just love my own space. And also my job, I talk all day. I coach all day, I do therapy all day. So when I have time, I just want to have me time. So when I'm having me time, there's a wedding, there's a party, I know that when I go out there, I'm still going to continue working because people are going to use it as an opportunity to solve their problems. So I just want to stay in my space. So when she leaves home and goes to the party, she comes back home to meet me where I'm sat. And I'm content with that, right? When we have to go out together, we'll go out together. When I say I don't feel like it, she does her thing, and I stay back at home and do my own thing.
It's about understanding
It's about knowing each other. It's about understanding each other. But most importantly, it's about allowing each other, the space that you need, the comfort that you need. Another thing is about friendship. A lot of people think that, you know, relationship is about that feeling that you feel like
When
you've
you're
never
feeling-
felt before. But relationship is built on some critical pillars. Number one is friendship. You know, we're very, very good friends. You know, we talk about everything and anything, and we remain friends. So one of the things that creates problems is you stop being friends, you get into the role, and you start acting. You get into wife-husband role. That's scene 1, act 1. Then when you start having children, you get into the role of mother, father, act 2, scene 2. And then you are a provider, you are a housekeeper. Then you get into third role, act 3, scene 3. And then you lose friendship. So friendship is very, very important. And when we talk about friendship, you know that your besto, right, or your bestie, that you know that they have weaknesses. You know there's certain bestos that when they come and borrow money, you know that money ain't gonna come back. But it's still your right or die. And they will still come and borrow money, and you still borrow them, right? That's how you need to be with your partner, right? You need.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like this statement. I like this last statement because I hope my husband is one so that I can continue to borrow money and I will not pay.
You know,
Yes.
so friendship, and when you know their personality, you know their character, and you forgive them ahead of time. And forgiveness is another key. You must learn to forgive. Why? Because you will always offend each other.
100%.
You know, we've gone through hell and back.
Yeah.
But you know what? She would always forgive. I'll always forgive. We'll always move on, right? We'll always start all over again. Another one is kindness, right? And you must show acts of kindness to each other in the way that each one of you understand kindness. So the way she shows kindness is different from the way I show kindness. I show kindness in acts of service, right? She shows kindness in generosity, and you know, care and all of that. Another one that is so important in our marriage is maturity and emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Choosing peace
Yeah.
over justice. A lot of people will choose to be right, and they will fight that to the end. At the end of the day, it's about both of you, man, not about the situation. So yes, sometimes you want to fight about the situation, but most times, right, you have to choose peace.
Yeah.
Very important.
I like the fact that you guys, you know, from what you've been saying, you guys complement each other. So I wanted to ask this question. So when you were away, did you ever feel like, oh, because she's schooling abroad now, do I feel like I'm not going to be up to her standard or something by the time she goes to school and she comes back? Did you ever have those kind of fears? And again, did you talk to the dad direct that, look, now I'm dating your daughter? Did you ever feel, was there any fear like that?
Even now,
what
she's
if he
in
finds
Harvard.
out- What if he finds out that...
What if they carry her away?
Exactly. Or what if he, as of that time when you were dating, did you ever, was there any fear that, what if the dad finds out that you are, you know, from coming
There's a
to
relationship.
inside?
All right, so a very interesting, you know, story, because I used to live in Ilukweju when I was young, and her uncles and her aunties used to live opposite us,
Okay.
and we were close. You know, my mom was a hairdresser. My mom used to do hair for her auntie's mom,
Okay.
right?
God was arranging
Yeah.
things, man.
So when they started seeing me in the house, you know, it was a
The ground had been set.
so I was already a member of the family. But in the regard of you know, the fact that she's schooled away. Look, any man that does not know himself, any man that does not know his potential, any man that does not embrace his divine identity, any man that does not have a self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence and self-belief is the man that will be worrying. You know, me, I knew where I was
know who
going.
you
I knew
are.
my potential. You know, I know who I am.
Oh, shit.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And, you know, I've just chilled now. But that time, I'll be a bad boy.
Hi.
Coming to that bad boyness.
That time I'll be
You bad boy.
Now me be the card.
So coming to that bad boyness, yeah, you are good looking, pleasing to the eyes, right?
Thank you.
And she is hot.
Very hot.
The combination usually the combination is usually very scary for many people where two couples come together and they are good looking. And there's usually this fear of, would they be able to stay together with extra outside advances? How have you, and your sort of work as well, you're a life coach, you meet an array of people all the time. She meets, you know, an array of people all the time. How have you been able to hold yourselves together without all of those distractions? How many distractions have you fought over, if there was any
How many years
at the time? But I'll hold you a bit. When we come back, you'll respond to the question.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We're still talking to our special guests for the Valentine's special today. And I asked the question earlier, which is, both of you are very good looking, very attractive. And I know that you definitely have admirers, people trying to bring in confusion, distractions. How have you been able to manage it on your own end? How has she been able to manage it on her own end? And have you had any altercation based off of this person that is saying hi to my wife and I want to understand what's going on? Have you had conversations before?
I mean, you've already laid the foundation. There's absolutely no way that, you know, these things will not happen. It even happens to the ones that are not fine.
Not to talk of.
Talk less of the ones that are fine. But what is very, very important is, what do you really want, right? What do you want for your marriage? What's the vision for your marriage? Number one. Number two is, what are your values and your beliefs? And are there alignments between values and beliefs? Number three is, you know, understanding that in life, right, you would always develop different relationships, and you need those relationships. And your spouse cannot meet all your needs. And I'm not speaking about intimacy needs. So,
What intimate needs?
No,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
not
not
needs.
speaking about intimacy
Yeah.
needs. I'm talking about needs generally. Family, her family, my family. There are certain needs that her family will meet for her that I cannot meet as her husband. There's certain needs that my family will meet for me that she cannot meet, right? Her friends. There's certain needs that her friends will meet that I cannot meet.
True.
There's certain needs that my friends will meet that she cannot meet, right? There's certain things that I can tell my close friends that I will not be able to tell her. There's certain things she.
Is that allowed?
There's certain. You're asking me my own question. There's certain things that she is allowed to tell her friends. She doesn't need to tell me. Right?
Deep.
So her friends and my friends. So, for example, in fact, there are certain things she tells my own friends, because she's now closer to some of my friends. I am now closer to some of her friends. There are certain things that I want. If I tell her, she will not hear. I know which friend
to talk
to go and sit down and speak to. So we have become family. That's what family friendship is really all about, right? There are also in the workplace, there's certain relationships you develop in the workplace that meet specific needs for your progress, your growth in your career or your business.
So true.
There are certain clients that you need in your life, and you have to manage people, right? It's not everybody that comes with clean hands.
God, I beg.
So yeah, you know. So many people have ulterior motives. You just have to learn how to manage yourself, right? Know what is acceptable, know what is not acceptable, know your strengths and know your weaknesses and work through it. You see, I often say that there's nobody that's perfect, but we're all work in progress. Once you have, you know, the mindset and the belief system and the attitude that, you know what, I'm working at it, right? And your partner acknowledges and recognizes that, yeah, you'll be okay.
Yes. So I really I like that. And then that brings me to something like, you know, recently we saw that a governor declined to kiss his wife in public, and that some men would say things like that. Oh, I'm not the romantic type, or I don't know how to express myself verbally, emotionally, or even whether publicly or privately. So how are you and your wife in terms of PDA, you know, public display of affection and, you know, kissing, and if, you know, touch and forms of expression, romantic forms of expression, whether it helps, you know, keep the fire burning in a marriage.
All right, you know, we have to also understand that we evolve. How you started this love is not where it is 34 years after. Why? Because who you were 34 years ago and your priorities and the reality of your life is different from where it is now. Okay? So when you start a relationship, there's fire that's burning in your bones, right? There's touch, there's everything that. But at certain times that the reality of life sets in, man. You know, you don't even feel like touching anything. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, you are growing, you're maturing. And it also depends on who you are and what you do. It depends on who your spouse is and what your spouse does, right? But the most important thing is not even the touching. The most important thing is the energy, the emotion, and the friendship, and the intimacy. And the assurance, right? The assurance that a woman wants and needs is that you would choose her over anything else.
Yep.
100%.
Once that is not in question, whether you touch in public, you do not touch in public, you know,
It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal. The assurance that a man needs is respect and honor. Above all, you respect and you honor him. Every other thing is secondary.
Let's take some questions from
Our
the
Pidgin
ladies of Pidgin. Your view, Damilola, go ahead.
Yes, I remember that. I think 2 days back, I saw her video, stunning, beautiful, hot, as in sizzling. 51-year-old student of Harvard. Let me not lie. Between man and God, me and you look at ourselves, I was like, this woman's husband. Will his eyes be able to cope? Because, of course, we've seen that no matter the age of women, they still get attracted to by the opposite gender. But now I really want to ask, you mentioned something that there are some people that come with intentions, especially business-wise. She has played in a top league. And I know that, of course, at that point, there will be some men that they know you. But they will still be asking, Dupe Afana. Does she come home to tell you things like that? Do you people talk about it at some point? Or do you help her navigate? Because I know that maybe some men will be able to say, you know what, give him time. After a few weeks, if you pretend as if you're not seeing the handwriting, if he's still pushing on, then you can disengage or so do you people talk about this? Does she bring her worry that this man knows that I am married? I've spelt the card on the table because you people that are called men, you're not that gender. Do you talk about these things? And how do you now resolve moving forward? Knowing also fully well that probably she needs that height, or she needs the money, or she needs that connection.
To be honest with you, you know, in recent times, no. But, you know, over time, yes, sometimes.
The past.
You know, and we will laugh over it. I'll give you a story. So, you know, I've lived 2 lives. So I used to run 14 businesses, one of which was I used to sell clothes. And so, you know, we had a men's clothing store and a women's clothing store. So imagine, you know, women used to come to the store a lot. So there was this young lady that came into the store one of those days and tried every single thing.
To get your attention?
Yeah, every single thing. Once, twice, the third time. You know, I wasn't in the mind space. Guess what happened? Maybe months after, she met my wife and said to her, that your husband, you better hold him well. Not until where I try you. You know, nothing where I
No
try.
try. Yeah.
That was a wake-up call. You know, because some people will actually come and try you because they want to set you up. So you have to borrow yourself sense. You know, like I said, you know, once you have an assurance of each other, once you know what both of you are building, then nothing from the external will shake it. Would you have challenges? Would you have fights? Would you have conflicts? Yes, you will. But because of the institution that you're building, right? Because of your friendship, because of your shared values and belief system, because of your purpose and your mission, joint purpose and mission in life, you know, you build. I mean, how many people close their business because they have challenges in business, right? You know, very few. How many people resign at the first crisis they have in their career? Very, very few. Marriage is also like that. You see, the problem with many of us is we're too emotional. You know, we're too emotional about our decisions. You know, you're talking about your destiny, her destiny. You're talking about the destiny of your children, right? You're talking about purpose, right? It's far bigger than the issues and emotions.
Yeah.
You know, what we're talking about is big, right? You need to give it its weight. And the issues and the conflicts, you need to give them their little weight. You know, once you are able to put the weight of the institution and purpose beside the small weight of the conflict, it's
not a big deal.
a no-brainer.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing.
All right. Good morning, sir. It's usually very refreshing listening to you. Every time I listen to you, it's always refreshing. So let's delve into this particular forbidden question. You know, people say intimacy is one of the very important ingredients in marriage, and people say either sex, cheating, and money is something that can spoil marriages. And I've heard young men talk these days, and they say, I have to test. I have to try and test before I can get this partner into my house. So Valentine is tomorrow. Yeah, Valentine is tomorrow. And most of the time, the people who bear the brunt of this is the woman at the end of the day. So how do you speak to people being intimate before marriage? What do you have to say about that?
All right, let me. It's the woman that bears the brunt of it. How?
Yeah, when pregnancy show now.
Pregnant.
Okay, because of pregnancy. Okay, you allowed it.
She
now.
step out of.
You allowed it. You see, I say to people, never complain about what you permit.
That's amazing.
You know, they also say that men cheat more than women. I say, who are the men cheating with?
Angels.
You know, so there's no statistics or research that we have done that tells us that men cheat more than women. And if we're looking at how, you know, relationships should be man-woman from my own school of spirituality, right? Is man and woman. So the man that is cheating, right, is cheating with a woman. The woman that is cheating is cheating with a man. 1 + 1 is equal to. Now coming to, you know, testing, you know, before marriage.
Buying a Gary market.
You know, so when you go to the iPhone store to buy a brand new iPhone, and it's in the box, brand new, do you test it?
In the store, yes.
No, the one you are picking.
Can I put a
You
follow-up
pay
question?
for it, you
Yes,
carry it,
Yes,
and
then they can set
open
it up
it.
for you. That's it.
You
Sir,
see-
what if it's not a brand new? It's UK use. Will you test?
you know,
How are you going to enter the place?
you see, those are part of where the issues are, right? Because if you haven't tested, then you are not used. Abi?
Yes.
Exactly.
If somebody hasn't tested you, then you are brand new.
To the person.
Yes.
Generally.
Generally.
I want to understand the analogy.
If you are a woman
Okay.
and you have not been tested,
Okay.
what does that make you? Brand new.
Brand new, yes. Original.
Abi?
Cha-cha.
Cha-cha. So this is where the problem is. Men have tested, so they are not brand new. Women have tested, so they are not brand new. Both of them are
UK used.
Nigeria used, Lagos used.
They're Tokumbo. So both of them are used to testing or being tested.
Testers.
There's suspicion.
Testers.
I'm saying that both of them are used to being tested. Because if you sell that phone, right, the first time, the buyer will test it to see whether it's working.
Yes.
If that phone goes back onto the market a third time, the person that wants to buy it
We test.
we want to test it to see. So the solution is this. If parties can go back to the way that it used to be in the days of old,
The days of our
that says no testing before marriage.
Permitted.
You understand what I'm saying? And it
Life
had
is
nothing
easier.
to do with religion then.
Yeah.
They just had to do with our social values, our family values, right? It had to do with morality and all of that. If we go back to those olden days, right, where this was the belief system, right, then yes, that's cool. But today, we live in a completely different world.
Yes, we do.
And it's important that we sit down and we ask ourselves, you know, which of those olden day belief systems do we want to reinstate?
Right now.
And which social media and meals and bones and movie belief system do we want to incorporate into our lives? Because we can't have both.
Amazing. So let's get a question from Moyo.
So you paint marriage so well, so romantic and everything. But I also want to ask if you have a deal breaker in your marriage. Like, what is your deal breaker in marriage? Because I know that all marriages are not rosy and they are not perfect. And there are some partners that will go into marriage with pretense, but along the line, they will show their true character. So I want to know personally, what's your own deal breaker? To some people, violence, some people cheating, whatever, but I just want to know what's your own deal breaker in your marriage. Then I also want to know if you're a spender or a saver in the marriage, and do you believe in 50-50 in bills?
So I've been married for 27 years, right? I've been with her.
You're a veteran.
I've been with her for 34 years,
Wow.
Master.
right?
Master.
Honestly,
Twali.
there's no deal breaker. You know, where
Wow.
am I? You know, I'm what, 59? Going to be 60 next year.
For shutting down Lagos.
Was there a deal breaker before? Was there a deal breaker before?
You know, me personally, I don't think in terms of deal breakers, because when you begin to think deal breakers, you begin to look for deal breakers. You know, based on my training as a neuroscience and psychologist, right? I know that which you look for, that which you put down and you establish, you gravitate towards it, or it begins to manifest for you. You know, so for me, right, at this stage, you know,
Deal breaker.
it's no deal breaker. You know, she's my besto, she's my friend, she's, you know, we have 2 incredible children, you know, we have an incredible family, and beyond me and her and the children,
The ecosystem.
you know, the ecosystem is solid, right? The ecosystem, you know, supports our dreams, you know, supports every single thing. So where's the deal breaker? That's for me.
Where's
right?
it going to come from? Let's take a question from.
Yes,
There's a
she
second
talked about
question.
50-50.
Wow.
Yeah. So 50-50. You know, I believe in responsibility. I believe in, you know, partners having responsibilities within this institution. That's my upbringing. That's my core belief, and that's what that's her belief as well, and that's what we practice. You know, she has certain things that she takes care of. I have certain things that I take care of.
Okay.
You know, her money is her money.
Your money.
My money is our money.
Ah, wisdom.
And what was your third question? I'm the saver. She's the spender. if you look at her lifestyle,
Yes.
you'll be able to tell.
She looks it actually.
She's a spender. You know, and you know, it's quite interesting because I often say, you have some money somewhere that you're hiding. Because her mindset about money is completely different. You know, she believes that money will always come, and money always comes.
It's abundance
You know,
mindset.
she has an incredible abundance mindset that I've learned from, because I came from a lack mindset. You know, it's my lack, my background that is causing me to be a saver. Because, you know, there's that thinking that, what if you don't have tomorrow?
Exactly. How would you survive?
But you know, like they've said, you complement each other. I'm the saver, I'm the planner, you know, I'm the one that is organized. She's the one that likes to spend, you know, but she's not reckless.
Yeah. Amazing. So one question from somebody in the audience who's ready to go.
Hi.
Okay. go ahead.
Good day. My name is Susan. So I want to ask, how do you like correct your partner? Because sometimes they do things, and when you tell them, oh, it's not right, they do it again and again and again. They keep on repeating the exact same mistake. How do you like talk to them about it? Even if you sit them down and try to
How do you
talk, they
change
still do it
your
again.
partner?
What?
Changing.
Changing.
Yeah, you will learn.
I'll have to learn.
Yeah, I'm 27 years married, right? You will learn that you cannot change anybody. You will learn that you cannot correct anybody. You will learn that you're on your own. Honestly, you know, I've tried, she has tried, you know, it has created conflicts. After a while, when you choose peace over being right, you learn to let some things go. And then they tend to know, you know, when some things are really bothering you, and they take responsibility. Look, relationship is about taking responsibility for the things that you do wrong towards your partner and learning to correct it. But you see, you can't change someone who's not ready to change themselves. You will just continue to get into conflict, and that will color, you know, the energy of your relationship. So, you know, if you go into a relationship knowing that this person is not what you want, or this person behaves in a way that you don't like, it is before you marry.
Once you get in.
Oh yes. When you get in, it's more difficult. Once you've stayed together for much longer, it's much more difficult.
Wow.
So there are many times you have to look away. There are many times you have to let it go. Look, that's why I said forgiveness is very key. It's a very powerful pillar in building strong and harmonious marriages and successful marriages. Why? Because forgiveness means in advance. Gift it in advance. That's for gift. So you gift the forgiveness in advance. You know that they will offend you. They will do it again and again and again. So it's your choice. That's why love is not a feeling. Love is a decision. You decide. You know, you decide to be patient. So you can measure love by how patient you are. You decide to be kind. You decide to be long-suffering. You decide to not keep records of wrong.
No black book.
Yes, you decide to be humble. So if you go and read 1 Corinthians 13, there are 14 key performance indicators of love. That's how you measure love. Not in expectation, but in giving. Very, very important that you owe no one anything, but those 14 things. Now, you have to practice it. Once you practice and you sow it, you get it back.
Yeah, it comes back.
Yeah, it comes back to you. Because, you know, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows,
So shall he reap.
Wow. Honestly, you've answered. I wanted to ask about conflict resolution, but you sort of touched on it. Like, from what you're saying, there is no conflict that we're having to resolve. But how do we avoid resentment from building? Like, you know, it's like, how do we ensure that, what are the things you would say a person must do? Like you've always said, don't change the person, work on yourself. What can I do to avoid getting resentment or building resentment towards my partner?
All right, very interesting. You know, I have different friends that are male friends, right? And my daughter said, Dada, you are so quiet, but some of your friends are so vibrant and loud. How are you friends? You know, I said they compliment me. You know, their madness you know,
balances
my calmness. So if we go out and somebody wants to be crazy, you know, and they want to step to me, my friends will, you know, take care of it, right? And when someone needs to be aware and deep and, you know, have that oversight over situations, I'm able to see every single thing, right? And so I have a few friends that, you know, over the years, you know, they will do many things. But no matter what they do, I already know that he's not doing it because he wants to hurt me. He's doing it because that's his nature. Right? So for example, I know certain friends of mine that will never dupe you. But they can dupe them because of their nature. You know, they're very easygoing and very trusting. So they can dupe them. And because you give them money and they dupe them,
your money is
gone. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go and fight that my friend because I know that it's not his intention.
So you need to know your partner.
He did not intend to dupe me. Likewise, your partner. You know, they will not do it because they are trying to hurt you. You see, resentment comes from anger, then rage, then unforgiveness, then resentment. Remember that I said forgiveness, right? How many times did Jesus say we should forgive? 70 times 7. You must be a demon, the devil himself, right?
Not so.
To keep records of 390. I mean, is it 490? 7 times 7, yeah? To keep records. Once someone does something once, you write it off. The next time they do it is the very first time. That's what it means, right? So I know that my wife will not do anything intentionally. Yeah, you know, so, you know, there's no point in resentment. And for my own good, I understand the implications of resentment. Blood-related disease. Blood-related disease are caused by resentment and unforgiveness and bitterness. Honestly, guys, me, I want to live long.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It has been an impactful Valentine's special show. Did you guys enjoy it? You're not screaming like you did. We learned a lot today. I hope you people were writing because I took notes. When it comes to relationship, it's something that we talk about all the time. And the fact that the terrains have changed. Many young people are dating differently. We don't have time. We would have gone into situationships and all those things that are happening with our young people right now and see how we can. Yes, another episode will do that. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lanre Olusola, the catalyst.
Thank you
so much.
And you ladies are looking beautiful.
Thank you. Top wear, Amaka, Ramatu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our pigeon ladies. Thank you for joining us today to make this beautiful. And our beautiful audience, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves like we did. Yes, that's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again. Tomorrow is your View Pigeon. Stay tuned so you can have a fabulous Valentine special, another version. And that's how we see you guys on Monday. Bye-bye now.
Bye.